With technology ever-changing, our best efforts and methods evolve. Monotrac has evolved with more capability, options, accuracy, and efficiency than any other model system currently available. This system-integrated articulator, with exclusive internal retention model base, allows a pinless pour, cast-in-place setup that is fast, accurate, and simple. The Monotrac procedure begins when the dental provider sends in a bite registration, bite impression, and the opposing bite. The die side impression is trimmed flat and parallel to the occlusal plane to allow room for the articulator to close to a parallel position. Guide points are essential prior to pouring die stone into the impression tray and the Monotrac base. Use a Monotrac window guide and a marking device to trace and note proper alignment position for the Monotrac base relation to the impression. The marking procedure ensures that alignment of the Monotrac system is precisely aligned to the impression. This is done by first tracing the arch of the window guide, following by marking some or all of the demarcations of the window guide. A push pin may also be used to mark patient's midline to guide the forward and centered position. For convenience, transfer die stone to a Monotrac speed pour cup. Pour die stone to both the bite impression and the Monotrac internal retention code matrix base, which we will refer to as the Monotrac base. Make certain that die stone fills all portions of the impression and the Monotrac base. A vibrating device is the usual standard to accomplish this task. Die stone level should slightly exceed the top of the bite impression. The Monotrac base is filled to flush. Invert the poured Monotrac base over the impression, paying special attention to line up the demarcations to the marks made previously on the bite impression. Allow the two to rest until fully hardened. After sufficient set time, the impression tray is first removed, followed by the tearaway base wall, using a set of Monotrac trimmers. This patented tearaway base wall will produce a clean, professional edge that is both aesthetically pleasing and easy to work with. To eject the model from base, grasp the model and tap the base palatal area forward and back in a circular pattern. It is important to get an even lift-off separation from the base. An even separation around the perimeter from anterior to the posterior will prevent the stone from binding and breaking the model. Using the Monotrac trimmers, clean up the excess die stone from around the edges. With motorized dissection, it is important to place the ejected model in a dehydrator for approximately 20 minutes. It is important that the model is fully dried and warm for the cutting process. Remove model from the dehydrator and begin cuts while the model is still warm. Shown here is a combination of the Monotrac processing station die cutter and a hand-piece diamond disc. Begin cuts on the bottom half of model for each dissection. After the cutting process, it is important to remove dust and debris prior to placing dies back into the Monotrac base. Using the Monotrac processing station and die cutter, this process can be easily performed by one tool. Monotrac dies maintain solid stability regardless of location and thinness of die sections. Another option for thoroughly cleaning the dies in the absence of a Monotrac processing station is to use an air gun. Process cutting from the top of the model between each desired cut point to meet the previous bottom cuts to complete the sectioning of each die. Again, one of the great advantages of Monotrac is the capability to section the model wherever you want, with dies as thin as you want, and still maintain die stability. Prior to placing dies back into the base, clean each die with a burr, remembering to also blow off any remaining dust or debris. Place all the dies into their originating position in the Monotrac base. Dies can now be easily removed or returned to base for individual work. The remaining steps are accomplished with the following parts for opening the patient's vertical occlusion position: the Monotrac base, 3 stop plugs, 3 screws, 3 stop heads, the opposing bite, a hinge, a pickup cup, and the Andra-gauge bite registration. This example will demonstrate Monotrac's exclusive plug-in adjustable vertical stops for tripod vertical support. Place the 3 stop plugs into the Monotrac base. Add the vertical adjustment screws into the stop plugs. Add the 3 stop heads, attaching them to the top of the screw heads. Separate the hinge and connect 1/2 of the Monotrac base and the other half to the pickup cup. To set the bite, place the bite registration provided by the dentist on top of the die side arch. This bite should determine the anterior or posterior, vertical and sagittal position set by the dentist. The bite registration in this video was taken with an Andra-gauge. This valuable tool provides the most accurate blueprint for laboratories. The Andra-gauge eliminates phone calls, repeat work, and provides clear communication as to how the intended bite should be set. Place the opposing bite on top of the previously mentioned bite registration. Place rubber bands or sticky wax to secure the bite. Attach both halves of the hinge together and perform a dry run with pickup cup prior to using dental plaster. This is done by folding the hinge, allowing the pickup cup to cover the bite and ensure proper fit. Fill the pickup tray with plaster and bring the entire bite to the pickup tray by folding at the hinge. Do not disturb and allow for proper setting time of plaster. Use a knife or snips to remove the ears off the stop heads as well as the rubber bands or sticky wax. Remove the pickup tray. Open the model, remove the bite and clean up the remaining rubber bands or sticky wax. The model now reflects a finished workable model for laboratories and can be used for a variety of procedures. For a full arch sectioned implant model, remove cones to accommodate any implant analog locations. This can be done with the lab burr on the bottom side of the base. Once cone is removed, holes can be plugged with Monotrac Damit, putty or boxing wax prior to pouring the base. The analogs should passively occupy these locations without touching. Dry fit to verify and use alignment markings to ensure accurate repositioning during pour and setup. This method provides a simple, practical technique for sectioned implant models. The Monotrac Full Arch Split Caster Adapter Plate provides a magnetic interface between Monotrac Full Arch bases and any semi or fully adjustable articulator. Monotrac's unique breakdown capability allows removal of hinge and plug-in stops. The compact Monotrac articulator that was designed for light and easy handling can now quickly transfer to a fully adjustable articulator of choice for refined occlusal relation. Simply remove the stop plugs and one hinge member to transfer. Be sure to color code the stops for proper relocation.